I'm just feeling like personally, there's really no better way for me to be sharing this information. Oh my. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Wow, this is completely unhinged of me. Very unhinged. Hello, welcome. My name is Rudi and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going over the worst products of the pandemic / the worst products of 2021 / 2022 / just horrible products that I've tried over the last few years. And I just want to apologize immediately for the lighting situation, for the setup. I am in between two houses right now. If you're curious about that or my home buying journey or what the new house looks like, I do have an empty house tour and some information on a video I can leave up above. So until then, my office is just an absolute disaster. This is at my old house and all of my lighting is like scattered around both properties. And to be honest, I just felt like this was the way that this video needed to go because I feel my most comfortable self sitting on the floor, which is where I started. YouTube was on my floor in my bedroom. Something about sitting on the floor really makes you feel comfortable talking. I don't know what it is. Next time you need to have a hard conversation with someone, sit on the damn floor. And we will be talking about a difficult topic today, which is, as I mentioned, the worst products of the pandemic. And I'm not really someone who like loves to shit on products and brands, but I also love watching worst products of blankety blank blank from other creators, and I just felt like I wanted to partake. Of course, there is the disclosure that everyone gives that these are not everyone's worst products. Some people absolutely freaking love these products. Some people are probably gonna be really pissed at me and some people are probably gonna agree. But at the end of the day, when I watch worst products of the year videos, it doesn't really affect my buying habits. Like, I know what I like well enough to decide if I think something is bad or good on my own. So take these, you know, with a grain of salt because we have different skin, different types of skin and skin. We have some hair care in here, skin care, some makeup, some body care, and this is like the worst of the worst. And then I think at the end we're going to do like some honorable mentions of things that have been in my fails videos that I've probably returned. So if you would like to know the things that absolutely destroyed my hair, skin, nails, and mental health this year, keep on watching. For the record, I have been saving these in this box for over a year. So some of these may be a surprise to you just as much as they are to me, but let's dig in and just grab from the top. Actually, we should probably start with this. If you're new here, you're probably like, she's drinking out of a phallic cactus, and you would be correct. This is an amalgamation and a visual perceptive view of the biggest fail of the year, which is the FabFitFun box. Or as me and my best friend call it, Fab Fart Fit. Fitty fart farts, farts fat fatty fits. Whatever floats your boat. I was doing video reviews on FabFitFun for a little while, and the last box I got, which included this, was the last straw. It was the absolute last straw that I had in my brain when it came to FabFitFun. I was getting so many products, which there are a few in here from FabFitFun, that I wasn't using and that I was actually legitimately hating, that I felt I'm spending money to roast this brand. I am literally spending money just to talk about how much I don't like them, and that's silly. So I canceled my subscription, but I had to bring this out for this video and drink out of it because if you watched that video, you know how funny this was to me, and it's been in this box this whole time. And for those wondering, I am drinking the sparkling green tea pineapple beverage from Trader Joe's. So right off the top, we have Function of Beauty. I know that this is going to be one that people are gonna give me hell about because a lot of people really like Function of Beauty, and I feel bad talking about them because they didn't send me this, but it still doesn't change the fact that this really dried out my hair. I even picked my own routine with these products, so you can pick, like, it's all customized. Everything about these are customized. So you can see, like, this says Function of Rudi Berry on it. So I chose, you know, stuff for hydration, color treated hair. I went completely fragrance free, and I'll be honest with you, it just completely dried out my hair. The conditioner actually felt like I needed to use 100 pumps of it just to get my hair to feel moisturized, and it just didn't work for me. I've heard a shit ton of horror stories when it comes to Function of Beauty. I've also heard some people who really love it, and it's been big enough to get in Target, so clearly people like it, but those people are just not I. Undone Beauty. Next. Okay, this is something that I have been saving in here just for this video for the past 2 years. And I can say happily that this company is now out of business. They've gone bankrupt. The Clarisonic. This shit was the start of some of the worst acne and skin problems of my entire life. I was convinced that having a Clarisonic would fix all of my acne problems. Isn't that so sad? You always think the next cool thing, the next big thing, the next big ingredient, the next tool is gonna fix everything for me. And I begged my mom for the Clarisonic. I mean, I begged her. She ended up getting it for me for my birthday, and I was using the Gentle Heads and then also the Blackhead Acne one, which is freaking harsh. Like, these are straight up bristles. Like, I don't know how much more I could explain how the Clarisonics are bad for your skin. They are incredibly harsh on your skin barrier, and also a lot of time you're end up pushing harder and breaking your skin barrier, causing more acne, more breakouts, and also this brush is not very clean, as antimicrobial as they said it was, which means that it's gonna get nasty in your shower and then add to more bacteria on your skin. They have gone out of business because I'm hopeful that enough people caught on about how bad they were. So good riddance to the Clarisonic. This to me is a timepiece. It's a time capsule of what I was doing in like 2019, 2020, and I'm so glad to be done with it. Okay, next is one from a fails video that I mentioned. It's a hair product that was maybe the biggest fail of the entire year for me, and it was like something that made me physically angry, and that was the Playa California Salt Shampoo with tea tree oil and sea salt. I think that I talked enough shit about this in that video that I don't need to go too hard. If you're interested, it's there. This is the strongest smelling tea tree oil hair product I've ever smelled in my life. This is an incredibly harsh scalp scrub that makes your entire head tingle, turn cold, and makes your eyes burn and water because you are in a steamy environment in your shower in which the tea tree oil is then expanding throughout your shower, getting in your eyes, getting down your back. It felt like what I would call a nightmare hellscape. Others may call it a spa-like experience, but to have tea tree oil and essential oils running down my back, getting in my eyes, and all over my face was truly horrible. It was truly horrible. I also don't know how that they could possibly call this a shampoo. This is not a shampoo. It does nothing of the sort to clean your hair. And if you have sensitive skin, eyes, face, anything, and you don't like to be master blasted with tea tree oil, I would just skip this one. That was still pretty harsh, I'm sorry. All right, we've got our first makeup product that we're gonna talk about here, and I actually did a review on this product and ended up just really disliking it, and this is the Colourpop Soul Body Face and Body Bronzing Balm. So I actually got this because I was told that it was a dupe for the Chanel Sol de Chanel bronzer, and even if it is, okay, even if it is, the smell of this will keep me away from using it every single time. It smells like a pina colada, and that to me is just, I don't know, something about it is very like childish in scent. Like, I don't want my face to smell like a pina colada, and on top of that, this consistency to me was like way too, I don't know, slippery, slidey. It is a very large amount, and I have seen people like Michaela, like large people on TikTok, say that this is a dupe for the Chanel, but there is something to say about a dupe in experience and a dupe in color and wear. So this may be a dupe for the color and the wear, but it's not a dupe because it doesn't really give me that luxurious experience that I would be looking for in a Chanel product, which obviously, as I mentioned, dupes are different for everyone. If this was fragrance free, I might have given it a second shot, but because of the strong fragrance, and honestly, I just didn't love the texture of it, I couldn't get myself to wear it because I simply hated the smell. If we're really gonna be honest, it's down to the smell. Bye-bye. Okay, another FabFitFun product that I hated, which I don't hate this brand, but it's the Pure Iconic Glow Face and Body Dry Oil. I also kind of railed in on this one on that FabFitFun video. This is just a pure glittery oil, and this has less to do with this particular, product and more to do with this kind of product. I really am not a fan of glittery anything. I don't really like glitter at all unless it's super fine in like a lip product or on the eyes. But when it comes to the body and to the face, I like to avoid it. So the idea of using a dry oil, which I don't like body oils that much either, on my body covered in like little glittery specks literally makes me feel freaky because I hate transferring glitter, I hate seeing it around my house, and I don't like it on my body. So that to me is a representation of all of the no's, okay? Another makeup product, this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. I was so sad about this one because look what happened to it. Like what? I have not even had this for 6 months and this went like completely bad. I don't understand it. This was an expensive product and it was to be used to really get your eyebrows up there, but there are a few reasons I didn't like it. One, every time I opened it, it had this white layer on it of like gooey. Had no idea why. And when I would scrape off the top layer, I would go back and it would be white again. So I'm not really sure what was happening there. I don't know if it was like the temperature in my house or my drawer, but also it never really dried down. That's not really the fault of the product, it's just a preference of mine. I don't like when my eyebrows are malleable all day. I would much rather use a gel where I can touch them and they're pretty much gonna stay in place and they are crunchy. This never gets crunchy because it never dries down and it gives you that laminated look where they're literally stuck to your face, and I just find that that doesn't really work for me. So along with the style not working for me, I couldn't figure out why this continued to turn white on me, and I eventually just had to throw in the towel. Okay, so this one is self-explanatory, and this was a 2020 debacle, and this is the Purito Centella Green Level Unscented Sunscreen. If you don't know about this this whole entire thing, I think I have a video on it. This basically was the start of everybody assuming that Korean made sunscreens did not have the right level of SPF, which is completely wrong. However, this product incorrectly listed is SPF. So it's listed here as an SPF 50 plus PA++++. Turns out when it was tested, it was more of an SPF 19. And about 4 or 5 other sunscreens came out after that that had been tested and were incorrectly listed on the bottle. So I had to put this away once I found that out. I did use a lot of it as a hand cream after that, but it's been expired at this point, so it's not worth using even on my hands. But I just wanted to bring this up as something that created a fail-worthy environment for the entire skincare industry, despite how well Purito handled it. This is a mess. This is 2020 in the skincare world in a bottle. Okay, another body product, a body product that I didn't like at all. I actually got this as a sample from Sephora. This is the Sol de Janeiro Coco Cabana Cream. People really love Sol de Janeiro, and I love their Boom Boom Cream, the spray. I don't use these on my body because, as you know, I have eczema and it's just really hard for me to use fragranced products on my body. It ends up irritating it quite a bit. But I don't mind the scent of the Boom Boom Cream. This one to me is buttered popcorn. This legitimately smells like you are going to the movie theater and buying popcorn. And you're just gonna rub that all over your body. And I know some people who love this. And I think that there is something to be said about that kind of warm, buttery scent. A lot of people like that, but to me, I was like, good God, I smell like those Harry Potter jelly beans, like the butter beer. Okay, so these are two that kind of go along with my Clarisonic that are things that remind me of my old ways, and that is the Thayers Witch Hazel and this bottle of tea tree oil, which I bought for my face. These were prior to starting tretinoin when I knew nothing about skincare, so this is probably 3 years old at this point, but I wanted to bring them out as a reminder to myself of how far I've come and the fact that these are now considered some of the worst things that I had used on my face, and now I know a lot better. Tea tree oil, I just gave you a huge spiel about it in the shower, so I can't believe I once put that on my face. Like, how scary. No wonder I had so many skin problems. So a hair product that I was like convinced was working for me but clearly was not is the Pravana The Perfect Brunette Toning Mask. So you know how blondes tone their hair and they use purple shampoos and purple conditioners? Well, I was like, can you do that for brunettes as well? Because you know what, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, brassy hair was not the thing. It was not in, nobody liked brassy hair, including brunettes. But I was like, I don't have anything to help tone my hair from my brass. So I got this mask, which is blue, like actually teal blue, and it should help with toning brunette hair. This turned my hair blue. Any highlights that I had, even though they were still brunette, my hair came out looking blue or green. And I don't know if it's because I had a mask and it was kind of depositing that color onto my hair, but I was also using the shampoo, so I may have been overdoing it. But this is just a tip between you and me. If you have brunette hair, stay away from the masks that are depositing color because it doesn't quite work the same way as blonde, and my hair turned blue. So, no thank you. I talked about this in a fails video as well. This is the Bite Agave Intensive Lip Mask, and this is their newer, so they've had 3 formulations of this, and the newest one literally just came out, I think, last week. But this is the 2nd formulation of the lip mask. Everybody loved the first one, and then everyone hated this one, and I can totally see why. I was really excited to get this because I knew how much people liked the first one, and this is just like a literal glue. Like, it is gooey glue on your lips. It is the stickiest, tackiest lip product I had ever tried. Like, it wouldn't come off, it wouldn't budge, and it also just didn't feel like it was doing much for my lips. So as thick and like sticky as this was, I was just never reaching for it. Sorry. I am interested to try the new one though, because I think it comes in like a chapstick form, which I could get along with. Speaking of sort of chapsticks, I really tried to make myself like this. This is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Lip Treatment. This was in a very early fail from 2021. I clearly tried to make myself like this, as you can see from the fact that I actually did hit pan on it. This to me was just an unnecessary product because it's in a form where you have to dig your finger into it, but it could easily be in a chapstick form. On top of that, with it being messy and not very friendly for the pandemic, it leaves like a white residue on your lips that looks unsavory. Very unsavory. So the only time I could use this was right before bed, and then I had to dig my fingers into it, and I had like sticky fingers after that. So I just had to throw in the towel on this one. I used it as much as I could, but she done. Okay, so a few makeup products that I wanted to mention that I think I've talked about in fails quite a few times. This is the L'Oreal Air Volume Mascara. I really wanted to like this because they were marketing it at kind of the same as the Lash Paradise, but this is the chunkiest, clunkiest mascara ever. It has a humongous hole here, so you're not getting any of that excess off of your mascara wand, which this mascara wand is huge. There's no tapering to it. It doesn't have an hourglass shape. It's just one giant piece. So getting into the corners and the inner part of your eye was impossible without getting it everywhere. It clumped my lashes together, and I don't know, the packaging, I also hated it. This was not my jam, and if you like fluttery, lightweight lashes, go for Lash Paradise.
Special delivery. Tickets.
What'd you get me?
I got you some.
Hi, Vic. Wow. This is a concealer that has gone out of business. This is the Becca Aqualuminous Concealer, and you can see I've tried to use it. It's like, has all these clear marks here from me scraping the side. It was not, here's what I'll say. I was looking for the Hydro Sealer all along, going through concealer, trying to find the right hydrating concealer for my skin type, and I thought this was gonna be the one, and it just wasn't. I know a lot of people really liked this one, and I also know a lot of people did not like it. I found that it was not hydrating, and I found that it was incredibly thin, and I also had the wrong shade. So all around, I just really didn't enjoy this one. And something I also didn't enjoy was the Ilia Liquid Light Serum Highlighter. I was shook that this was as bad as it was on me. I think this made a fail video sometime during the year, but essentially this dries on contact. Like, I would put it on my face, and if I didn't immediately get something to blend it out, it would stay in whatever formation you put it on. Even on your hands, like anywhere that this goes, wherever it goes is where it's staying. Very hard to work with, and it also left like a little bit of a glittery type of look on my skin, but for the most part, I could deal with that if it wasn't for the fact that this dries down so quickly and looks incredibly patchy because of that. So if you're new to makeup and you're looking for a good liquid highlighter, I would skip this one. I kind of want to take this fail back because I'd like to try it again for a different reason. This is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dew Drops. I think that the way that this was marketed is why I didn't like it. I didn't like it because I was looking for something like the face glaze from In Beauty Project, something that is truly a highlighter and a skincare product. This is just a serum. Nothing about this really gives the glow that a actual highlighter will give because it's just a clear serum. You can see that. I think what may be giving that highlighted glow is simply just the serum. There's nothing in here that is glittery or glowy or dewy. It's just the fact that it's a serum. So once it dries down into your skin, you're not gonna have that glow anymore. So that's what I was expecting from this, and I think that's why I didn't like it. If I went into it thinking this is a really nice serum to use before your makeup to help amp up your hydration, I might have a different feeling about it. But for now, I'm just not feeling that way. It's not a skincare makeup highlight. That's why I was disappointed in it. I recently talked about this duo from Undone Beauty. This is their water blush and their water highlighter. These were just bad. I just have to say straight up bad. And I don't think it's necessarily the fault of, I don't know, a water-based product is going to be hard to perfect and to look good on the skin because there's no real occlusion or sort of help with slip on the skin to help blend it in because it's water. So as soon as it goes on your skin, what's put down is what is staying. So the blush really was hard for me to blend in. I think I have a video of me applying it. And I just found that it was, I mean, that is freaking bright. They only have 3 shades and I don't know. I think this would be really good as a lip stain. So I might have to pull it out for that. And then the highlighter was this chunky mess. Look at this. It looks like it has little oil balls in it, but it's again a water-based bronzer. So I was confused by that as well. Here we are trying to swatch and here's what I'm getting. This shade was too dark for me. So if you have a medium skin tone, this might work on you. But again, it was not anything spectacular. It just wasn't for me and I never found myself wanting to use it. In fact, I hated the looks when I did it. So that should tell you that's gonna go ahead and be a fail. Do you guys remember when I talked about this Sephora Clear Brow Gel? This is a sample size and I truly believe that this should be in the water category because this was literally just water. Like there was no hold, there was nothing. It was literally just like applying water on a spoolie to my eyebrows. I thought after it dried down that it would probably like, oh, you know, it'll have a little bit more hold, it'll have a little bit more stick to it. No. Nothing. This was literally nothing and I was shocked that they were even selling it. I remember reading the comments and they were like, wow, this does nothing. And I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy. This does literally nothing. This is the Tula Skincare Glow and Get It Cooling and Brightening Eye Balm. My friend Kevin actually sent this to me and I know that a lot of people really like this, but something about this shade of blue under my eyes made me look deathly ill and weird. I know that people like it because of the cooling sensation that it gives under your eyes with a little bit of that glow. But what I would tell you to try is that Tarte one that I mentioned in my morning skincare video. It is the Tarte Awake Sunshine Stick. It's actually more of a pink tone or like a neutral tone. And it gives that same sort of feeling as the Tula one without the blue shift. I don't know, the blue shift sort of added to the darkness under my eyes and you know, the cooling effect really kind of goes away instantly. So it wasn't for me, but I know that this is a lot of people's favorites. Okay, that was intense and I'm sure that you guys have some things to say to me in the comments. So go ahead, leave them down below. I will of course respond and say thank you for sharing. Thank you for your thoughts. These are just my opinions and we're going into 2022 freshly slated to try good things and to try bad things, but mostly to try good things. I would also like to know in the comments what some of your worst products of the year were and why, and maybe someone that they would work for. I will see you guys in the next video on Thursday, and I hope you have an amazing week. Bye.